Namaste. In this video, I'm going to elaborate on a crucial concept that must be practiced while doing yoga asana. This concept, also known as Trishtan. Trishtan is the foundation of the practice of Ashtanga Yoga. As such, it is a tool to help cultivate the ultimate presence of mind, focus, and stability. Trishtan consists of three parts: Ujjai breath or victorious breath, the bandhas or energetic locks, and drishti or the yogic gaze. These three tools transform our asana, physical practice, from a simple body exercise into a total mind body experience. Trishtan helps us go from huffing and puffing in a workout into a graceful flow. The three essential pieces of Trishtan unite the actions of body and mind, using dharana or one-pointed concentration to allow the practice to become meditative. Let's come to the first pillar of Trishtan, Ujjai or victorious breath. One of the most important aspects of Trishtan and of yoga in general is breathing. The fundamental technique of yogic breathing is Ujjai breath or victorious breath. It is the foundation for many pranayama techniques as well as an important practice by itself. Ujjai breath slows down and lengthens the breath. By filling up the lungs entirely, we increase lung capacity and help increase the supply of oxygen and other gases to the muscles. Ujjai breath is a point of concentration on the mind that aids us in the practice of pratyahara, which is withdrawal of the senses or going inwards. Focusing on the breath keeps the mind steady and calm, especially when poses can get challenging or difficult. Let me explain to you how to do the Ujjai breath now. In Ujjai breath, the first principle is that we are pulling and exhaling the air from the back of the throat. So we are not pulling the air from our nostrils and making a sound at the nostrils, but making a slight sound at the back of the throat. Enough that you should be able to hear your own breath in a quiet room. One way to think of Ujjai breath is that it is the same concept as when you are trying to fog up a glass. So if you have a glass, or you could just put your hand in front of you and blow into the hand, you would then create a sheen of moisture on the glass. In the same way, we want to breathe in Ujjai, the same sensation at the back of our throat. However, we don't use our mouth to breathe, we only use the nostrils. So we are going to try to make that noise while breathing in and breathing out only through the nostrils. As much as we can, we don't want to breathe very harshly or push ourselves. We want it to be balanced and calm. This kind of breathing needs to be with us throughout the entire practice, and we must ideally be silent without music or any other external sounds so that we can focus and hear our own breath. Coming to the second pillar of Trishtan, the bandhas or the power centers. Bandhas mean to bind or to lock. Though it may seem a bit counterintuitive, these locks actually activate the flow of energy in the body, moving prana from the base of the spine into the 72,000 nadis or energy channels of the body. You can think of bandhas as energy centers. As we create these locks, we are activating energy throughout the body and locking it so it does not escape from the body. The bandhas are key in asana practice. Beyond the energy flow in the body, which of course helps the energy of the pose, so we feel more energetic while doing the poses and lighter, the bandhas also help create support for the spine and lower back during transitions from one posture to another. Using bandhas creates lightness and grace in some of the more challenging poses, such as arm balances or jump backs and jump throughs. There are three main bandhas that we use in the practice. These are Mula Bandha, Dhyana Bandha, and Jalandara Bandha. The Mula Bandha is located at the base of our spine at the perineum. We activate it in a similar way that you would activate the perineum muscles in exercises like Kegels. We are activating the Mula Bandha initially to get an access to this micro muscle. I would advise you to just activate on the inhale and relax, release on the exhale. The second bandha, Dhyana Bandha, Udyan means to fly or lightness. The Dhyana Bandha is located just above the belly button. It is close to the Manipura chakra and indicates our sense of power. This bandha is related to our core muscles, and this is why we activate our core muscles when we are either lifting something heavy or doing some heavy work by bringing the stomach inside. So the Dhyana Bandha, to put it very simply, I don't want to complicate this video, is to simply draw the belly in. So you activate the Dhyana Bandha in conjunction with the Mula Bandha. So you strengthen the perineum or contract the perineum muscles while at the same time also bringing the belly in. The Jalandara Bandha is located at the throat, and this bandha is used lesser so in our asana practice. We activate this bandha by bringing our head slightly back and then the chin down. So, somewhat like you would be trying to make a double chin. This is a great practice when we are trying to lock energy while doing breathing exercises or pranayam, but it is not practiced much in the asana practice. In Ashtanga Vinyasa, for instance, there are few postures where we use the Jalandhara Bandha. These are postures like downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana, postures like Dandasana, and of course, Sarvangasana or shoulder stand. To keep in mind, we want to activate the first two bandhas, the root lock, Mula Bandha, and Dhyana Bandha means to fly. These two bandhas, the perineal muscles and the core drawn in throughout our practice ideally. Coming to the last pillar of the Trishtan, the Drishti or the Yogic Gaze. The Yogic Gaze or Drishti is the third, and it's a very important part of Trishtan. It is the direction that we look at and the focus we maintain as we keep awareness on what we are seeing. Drishti is pronounced. The practice of Drishti or Yogic Gaze helps us practice both focus and stability. It leads us to the concentration needed for balance and helps control the tendency for our mind to wander around during our practice. Drishti is a perfect aid in the practice of pratyahara, withdrawal of the senses going inwards. It also initiates the practice of dharana or concentration. There are 9 Drishti points. For instance, you have your thumb as one, your big toes as another, the tip of your nose, and so on. I won't go into all of the Drishti points, but essentially, we are in every posture that we do, we have a specific point that we must keep our awareness on. In this way, the yoga practice is trying to bring as many senses as possible into the practice and inwards inside ourselves, within us. So we are using our sense of sight, drishti, by having our yogic gaze. We are also using our body, our sensations, so the sense of touch, by using bandhas, as well as trying to be aware of the sensations that are arising through the practice. We are also using our breath, and if we do Ujjai breath in the proper way in a silent room while we practice, we are also engaging our sense of hearing. So, ideally, in the traditional format, we would not listen to music, which is actually taking us way away from an inner experience of ourselves. So, in this way, the yoga practice should be done as meditatively as possible. We are trying to bring all our senses to fixate internally on our physical body and on what is going on in our own mind. I hope you found this video knowledgeable. Thank you for watching, and do stay tuned for more videos like this on theory as well as some practice videos. Namaste.